Hello everybody, I'm here with Jurgen Appelo, who will be one of our keynote speakers on the Agile Austria 2018 in Graz. If you would have to describe an agile mindset, what would be for you the three most important things?
Well, I mentioned one or two, which is about not committing to things too early and keeping all options open. I think that's typically what we could refer to as agile mindset. Maybe the third one would also be what we just discussed right now, is borrow good ideas from many different sources. Do not sign up to just one framework or method and believe that by adopting that one method, you are being agile. I think you're being agile, you have an agile mindset if you start criticizing what doesn't work for you in your context, because as we said earlier, all the good practices are only best practices when they work in your context. And those frameworks and methods are full of good ideas, but they work for other people in other contexts. That doesn't mean that they work in your context. And you have to test that. You have to validate that the ideas work for you in your situation. And there's a good chance that most of them do, but some don't. So replace them. For example, let me get very concrete. I have a remote team of since today, 12 people full-time working with each other, but they're all in different countries. It is a bit difficult to do a stand-up meeting with 12 people in 11 countries. So we have to come up with an alternative. It is a good suggestion to have a daily conversation with each other, but we have to then understand what was the idea behind the traditional stand-up meeting in Scrum. Well, the idea is to keep each other informed about what is happening on a day-to-day basis, so you always know who is working on what in a way that communicates as easily as possible without documenting everything. Mm-hmm. And second is to quickly help each other out if there is some kind of bottleneck, and be able to reorganize stuff on a daily basis and ask each other questions about what's going on. Well, on my team, we decided to split that in two practices. We have the working out loud practice, which is asynchronously on Slack. We inform each other every day what we're doing. This is what I've done yesterday. This is what I will be doing today, so that we're all informed and know what is going on, and we can respond to that. But it's asynchronously. So the person in Ukraine does it at a different time than the person in Los Angeles. That makes sense because they work at different times. We do have a synchronization point every day that we call the daily cafe. So we get together at 6 European time. That is at the end of the day for Europe, at the start of the day for the US. And we'll just do it lean coffee style. We type the questions in chat and then we answer them one by one, because there's always something that we want to discuss, which is easier to do face to face than on Slack. And that's what the daily cafe is for. But we don't use that meeting to say, this is what I worked on yesterday, this is what I worked on today, because that doesn't make sense in that context. So summarizing, we kept the principles of why there is a daily stand-up in Scrum, but we have changed the practice into two separate practices that work better for us as a team because we are remote. And those kinds of realizations, that is what the agile mindset is about, as far as I'm concerned. Just not blindly following practices that work for other people, but understanding why. Why do they suggest that we do this? And can we keep the why while perhaps changing the details so that it works better?
Thank you very much, and see you on the 17th and 18th of May.
Okay, cool. I look forward to being in Austria.